sponsoring. Direct selling is a simple business summarized in 3 steps. Step number 1 is you gotta use and love the product that you are selling. You see, if you are in business today and you have a product that you're not using, what type of belief are you gonna project to people that are around you? So step number 2 is to share the product and opportunity with others. So let people know what you're doing. And step number 3 is retail the product and sponsor people into your business. Which basically means is that as you share your products with others, you automatically want to attract them to do the same thing that you're doing. Then once that happens, teach your downline to repeat steps 1, 2, and 3 in their businesses, and that is how you get duplication. A simple business? Yes, but not necessarily an easy business. It's simple because you don't have to reinvent the wheel. To be successful in direct selling, all you need to do is stay on the train track put in place by your upline leaders. Successful direct selling companies have a proven business model in place. By following that model, you can avoid expensive, time-consuming mistakes that most new startup businesses commit. See, studies have showed that 95% of new businesses fail in their first year. And out of the 5 that remain open, only 1 of them passes the age of 5. So how about you? Are you in this business to see if it's gonna work, or are you in this business to follow proven processes that help you succeed and achieve whatever goals and dreams you really want to achieve? See, because direct selling is an unconventional business, it's not an easy business for new recruits. Success depends on prospects opening their minds to new ways of thinking, working, and living, and then learning and applying the tricks of the trade. This is where effective sponsorships come into play. There are 2 types of sponsors in direct selling. First is the lottery ticket sponsor, and the second is the responsible sponsor. See, the lottery ticket sponsor is looking for the quick hit, hoping to get rich by sponsoring a once-in-a-lifetime superstar and then sitting back and collecting checks while their one and only recruit does all the work. Unfortunately, this business only works when you work the business. And this is why people with lottery mentality really do not last that long. See, the big money in direct selling is made in retention, not recruiting. You don't get paid just for recruiting people into your business. You get paid for recruiting and retaining productive people. So really, the only way to retain people is to help them learn and work the business, which is what responsible sponsors are all about. Responsible sponsors lead by example. They set the standards, or better yet, outperform their organizations by contacting and inviting new people on a daily basis, attending all meetings and live events, and keeping a positive attitude. Responsible sponsors act as coaches, nurturing and encouraging new distributors, teaching them the basics of the business, celebrating their accomplishments, challenging them to grow, and eventually pushing them out of the nest so that they too can fly on their own. Knowing that their new recruit lacks confidence and the know-how to work the business, responsible sponsors do their best to shorten the learning curve by making themselves available, in participating in 3-way calls, making presentations to the recruit's top prospects, and the likes. See, the main goal of sponsoring is to transition the recruits from an employee mindset where they are rewarded for punching in and punching out a time clock and pleasing their boss, to an entrepreneurial mindset in direct selling where they are rewarded for initiating business and leading their teams. When you sponsor someone into the business, your primary task is to get them plugged into a success system so that they can get the support and training they need to succeed. In direct selling, success is not a secret. It's a system, says author and trainer Burke Hedges in his international bestseller, Copycat Marketing 101. So you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself, has become a cliche in our industry, says Hedges. But to get the most out of any direct selling opportunity, you have to get your people sponsored into a support system and then work side by side with them while they learn the ropes. Both franchising and direct selling owe much of their success to duplicable business models. New recruits don't have to reinvent the wheels. They just have to copycat the proven duplicable methodology that is already in place. A good analogy for effective sponsorship is Hamburger University of McDonald's. When people commit to buying a McDonald's franchise, the corporation sponsors them into Hamburger University, a state-of-the-art facility where new recruits learn about the basics of owning and operating a successful franchise. And they can graduate to even advanced courses where they even learn how to manage multiple franchises. The same principle applies to direct selling. See, when you sponsor people into your business, your first responsibility is to get them trained in the basics of the business. Things like product knowledge, company history, prospecting and presentation techniques, how the compensation plan works, how to overcome objections, how to follow up, and how to follow through so that they can actually achieve the success that they're expecting to achieve. If you're new in the business and don't know the basics yourself, then find an upline leader who can help you. Then get your new people plugged in and trained. That's one of the biggest benefits of direct selling. You see, you don't have to do this by yourself. Your upline has a financial incentive to help you become successful. Whereas in conventional businesses, supervisors have an incentive to hold you back so you won't take their jobs. See, because direct selling fosters cooperation instead of competition, your upline wants you to pass them because at the end, your success is their success. Many direct selling companies offer training on their website via audio, video downloads, and webcasts. Effective sponsors take advantage of these trainings, many of which are available for a monthly subscription fee, and promote them to their organization. In addition, most companies offer regional and national events where top producers offer workshops and seminars on business building topics. I cannot tell you the number of times that I've attended such events. And it was because of these events that I was able to achieve the successes that I have achieved in business and moved forward and taken my teams with me. See, if you want your new recruits to hit the ground running, then get them to a live event where they'll be educated, motivated, and inspired. This business is easier when you're sharing it with others. New people in business are anxious, apprehensive, unsure about themselves, and they are reluctant to get out of their comfort zone to learn new and unconventional ways of doing business. See, it's called the law of inertia. See, as people, we resist change. Yet, that is why new people need some hand-holding in their early days in the business. As a sponsor, it's your job to help launch their business by assisting them in setting it up, explaining the benefits of the product line, and show them how to get the correct ways, getting appointments, making presentations, and hosting events. Like every good coach, your ultimate goal is to get your new recruits to perform independently at a high level so that they too can start building their own organizations. Because duplication is the key to success in direct selling, your mission as a sponsor is to teach your downline how to teach their downline. Because this is a copycat business, your actions are your best teaching tools. You see, in this business, it's do as I do, not do as I say. Share with you a story about my son. Many years ago, my 14, when he was 1.5 years of age, I was once in the kitchen and he was there. He looked at me, I looked at him back. And all of a sudden, he opens the fridge and takes nothing out of the fridge, lifts up his little left leg and closes the fridge shut down. And then here I was wondering, how did my 1.5-year-old figure out that he can close the fridge with his foot? And then it dawned to me, for the last 1.5 years, he's been watching me and my wife open and close fridges. We open the fridge with empty hands, we get stuff out, and the only way to close the fridge is by taking our foot and pushing that fridge down. So again, it's more about do as I do versus do as I say. Recruiting is the lifeblood of every organization. So responsible sponsorship sets an example for their people by continuing to recruit. People don't always hear what you say, but they always watch what you do. And in this business, the most effective sponsors lead by example. opening the door to success. Are you coachable? That's likely one of the first questions your sponsor was asking themselves when they showed you the business. And for a good cause, for a good reason. See, know-it-all don't always last long in this business. No matter how successful they were in their conventional careers, they sometimes, very often, don't succeed in ours. See, to become successful in direct selling, you need to be a lifelong learner, someone who actively seeks information that will help you grow personally and professionally, and you need to recruit like-minded people and teach them to do the same. You see, in order to earn more, you must learn more and become more. It's almost impossible for you to achieve more with the same amount of knowledge and skills that you have today. Therefore, becoming a lifelong learner and somebody that always seeks new knowledge and information is the beginning step of being able to achieve any different direction or any different results in your life. Success in direct selling is like one door with two locks. To enter the door to success, you need two keys. The first lock is labeled general skills, also called soft skills or people skills. These are the life skills required for success in any people business. Things like good attitude, patience, resilience, your ability to communicate, have self-discipline and determination, and so forth and so on. The second lock is labeled specific skills, also known as hard skills or technical skills. This is the know-how and knowledge necessary to retail the product and recruit others. In this business, the more you learn, the more you earn. Without exception, the top producers are great students as well as great teachers. Now, not all readers are leaders, but all leaders are readers, is a much quoted axiom in this business. Long-distance sponsoring. With the breakthrough in communication technology, especially on the internet, it's much easier to sponsor long distance than ever before. The whole globe became our backyard. But before you start calling and emailing old friends on the other side of the country or the planet for that matter, be sure you have prospected all of your local contacts first. Why? Well, as I pointed out in the introduction, the biggest advantage to direct selling is the warmth of touch and technology. We call that touchnology, as opposed to the coldness of technology. There is just no replacement to face-to-face contact, especially in our high-tech world that keeps getting faster by the minute. See, you gotta think about it this way. When you and your family are experiencing any major events in life, such as graduations, marriages, and even funerals for that matter, which friends do you value most? Are they the ones who email you, the ones who send you a handwritten note, call you, or the ones that show up in person, even if they had to jump on a plane to be there with you? Without a question, it's the ones who show up in person that we appreciate the most. Sometimes magical things happen in face-to-face meetings that just cannot be replicated by technology. Recruiting and sponsoring is best done face-to-face. One trusted friend to another, talking and sharing, laughing, learning, and dreaming together about the places and people we can become as a result of achieving success in this business. That's the power of person-to-person marketing, and nothing, and I mean nothing, can replace that. Of course, the worst thing I can tell you here is imagine if you decide to wait on contacting some of your local prospects. And all of a sudden you found out that your neighbor is coming to talk to you about the same opportunity that you were supposed to talk with them 1 or 2 months ago. How stupid will you feel? You see, better to try and fail than fail to try. I believe if you believe in your product, you have a responsibility to share that opportunity with others. You don't take responsibility for them accepting to join. However, you gotta be responsible for your actions, and it's up to them to decide what they want to do afterward. Certainly, there is a place for long-distance sponsoring, especially in today's global economy and wired world. But it can wait until you have worked your way through all your warm markets and local friends. There is a time and place for everything. In direct selling, the time for long-distance sponsorship is later, not sooner. the final test of a responsible sponsor. So you've learned what it takes to become a responsible sponsor, which is the goal of every person in this business. And you likely demonstrate some, if not all, of the attitudes. But the million-dollar question is, would you want to sponsor yourself? Think about that for a second. Would I want to sponsor myself? See, that's a very powerful question, isn't it? Take some time to think about that. Do some soul searching. Be totally honest with yourself. Then write down all of the reasons why you would want to sponsor yourself. Then write down the reasons why you would not want to sponsor yourself. See, that list will tell you where you are strong and where you need to improve. Then go to work on the areas that need fixing. To grow your business, you have to grow yourself first. Once you can honestly answer without hesitation that you would love to work with yourself, you'd love to sponsor yourself, then you're on your way to having a successful career in direct selling.